Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Around the Town with Chuck. My name is Chuck Guglielmo, and we are here at the New Leaf Event Center, and we are ready to film the Ashtabula County Basketball Foundation, and we have the president of this event, Brad Ellis. And Brad, I believe this is the 23rd year now for the 24th year.
24.
I said that to Mike Joslin, and he told me 23.
No, it's 24 because I said 23 last year, so
Okay.
I had my notes from my welcome to the. So it's 20. As far as I know, it's 24.
24 years. I can only imagine what the 25th year might look like. So thanks for being here. And what makes this ACBF for you so special?
Well, I think number one is we bring the present and the past together, and we kind of celebrate Ashtabula County basketball, which is what this day is all about. Not only the players and coaches, but officials, contributors to the game. It's just a celebration of Ashtabula County basketball.
Mm-hmm. And a celebration it is. And tell us a little bit about as president, of course. You've been president how many years?
I believe this is my 12th year as being president. Every year we vote, and I can't get out of it. So it's like Hotel California. No, but I got a good group of guys that I work with, and I enjoy doing it, so it's fun.
In the 12 years, how have you seen this program grow?
Well, I think, number one, the location where we've had it used to be, I believe, at the community center. Now we're at New Leaf, which is a beautiful facility. I think the numbers have grown. We seem to be getting more people coming to the event, not necessarily the people that are even involved, but they just want to come. We have a lot of past Hall of Famers or people that are in the Hall of Fame attend, which is nice to see. So those are probably the biggest, just the growth of it and the facility that we're in now.
And some things have been added since the initial start back in the early 2000s. One of those is honoring a specific basketball team. I think we've done it now for a few years. This year it's the 1974 Harbor Mariners. What can you tell us about them?
Well, what we've done is gone through the history, and we're honoring teams that won district championships. So they won the district in 1974. I know some of the players that were a little older than me because I graduated in 77, but I remember this team, and they were a great team to watch, and they were an exciting team, and Coach Armstrong was an outstanding coach and did a great job with that team.
He sure did. And speaking of doing a great job, we got a man sitting over there to your left who writes up great articles in the paper about the Hall of Fame candidates. Tell us what your thoughts are on Chris Larrick.
Chris is invaluable to our organization. What he does once we vote on the Hall of Fame, the committee, we have a Hall of Fame committee gets together. They put together a group of names, and it's brought in front of the whole board of directors. We vote, and once we do that, the certain directors take. Like, for example, I take the Geneva people and contact them, and then give Chris the contact information, and then he takes over, contacts them, emails them, calls them, and you can tell over the years he just does a great job with those articles. And I don't know what we're going to do one day when he says, I'm not doing this anymore, because he does this for the football, for the Touchdown Club too. He writes those articles, so he's very invaluable to.
He's been with you all the years.
Oh yeah, he's been with us all.
Just an amazing job what he does. Another person I want to talk about is he's going into this year's Hall of Fame class, well deserved. Always loved this man, Jeremy Huber. I can't wait to grab him when he comes in here. This man had a terrific career, not only as a coach, but as a player as well.
Yeah, he's just an outstanding coach. He's just an outstanding person. I know Jeremy through the years, and as you said, he was a great high school player at Blackhawk, played at Geneva College, and did a great job at PV, and then spent a couple years at Jefferson. And I know, talking as an administrator at Jefferson, the people love him over there, so he's an outstanding young man.
Some of the other things that the ACBF does is this Tom Henson golf outing, and that's usually in June, is it?
It's July. July 12th is the outing. It's on our website. Anybody wants to get on the website, it's the ACBF. You can log on in there and you can get your foursome or get your, if you want to sponsor a hole or make a donation to the tournament. That's our fundraiser. We do the golf outing, we do the senior classic. Those are our two major fundraisers that all that money goes to the scholarship fund and give the scholarships to these fine young men and women.
Unfortunately, we missed the Senior Classic this year. How did it go?
It went well. The past couple of years, there were some certain years some of the games got a little ragged, I guess would be a term that I would use. Shot selection wasn't what I would want, but the last couple of years, the kids have done a nice job of playing, and they've been competitive and good games, and we want them to have fun, and that's, for most of them, that might be the last time they ever play basketball. Hopefully some of them go on and play at the college level, but that's kind of a way for them to. And Steve Kray's in charge of that, does a great job with that senior classic, and he intermixes the kids, the teams too. So like some Geneva kids will be playing against Geneva kids, or Edgewood plays against Edgewood, and you see, I think that's helped in the competitiveness a little bit too as well when they're competing against their buddies.
Right. Each school that has their boy and girl representative now, is the school picking those, or does the ACBF pick those players?
The coaches, we send Andy Jahola, sends out an email in mid-February, late February, and has each coach, boys and girls coach, nominate who they think was their player of the year. So the coaches are the ones that nominate it, and then we choose the player of the year from those nominations.
One final question for you. On this year's 2026 Hall of Fame, we have some great people there. I think there's 11 of them, including that 74 Harbor Mariner team. But one person I want to talk about now is Becky Olmstead, longtime official. She's had some awards herself. She's done a state girls tournament game, and I think she was the girls referee of the year. And she's also, I believe, on the ACBF board.
Yeah, she's on the board, has been for many years, does a great job on the board, but she's just an outstanding, dedicated official. As a matter of fact, she gets, for the Senior Classic, she gets the officials for that. Those officials donate their time, which is a nice thing, and I think Becky, talks to them about that, and they do it. She was inducted last year in the Ohio High School Referees Hall of Fame, so this is well deserved and probably should have been done sooner.
Absolutely well deserved. And did she ever give you a technical, Brad?
I never said anything to an official, so I don't know why you would ask that question. No, I don't think she did. I tried to behave myself, Chuck. I tried.
Do you miss coaching?
I miss, if I could coach practice, if I could be in the gym, which I always thought was my classroom, I would still do it. But I don't miss the summers. I don't miss the weightlifting. I don't miss the yellow bus in January when it's 20 below. But I miss the interaction you have with players in the gym during practice and the relationships you build with those kids.
I know you were always a defensive-minded coach, and sometimes I just wonder what you think about today's game. Matter of fact, even in the NBA the other day, Memphis Grizzlies shoot 53-pointers and make 29 of them against the Cavaliers. Is there too many of that going on, even in the high school level?
Yeah, I think it is. I think, and if you can make them, it's fine. But there's too many people, I think, shooting them that can't make them or don't have the percentage they need in order to shoot those shots.
Or defending them. The defense on threes is not very good.
Well, what it does is, the one thing the three-point shot has done is it spread the defenses out, and you don't see as much help. You got to kind of fake help and recover more nowadays than you did, because there are so many teams that spread you out, and if you help, you're 12, 15 feet, that's a tough closeout to get to the shooter. So it has changed the game, and it's opened it up.
Brad, you're always a great guy. You got a lot to do, and thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, Chuck. Thanks for being here.
Brad Ellis, president of the ACBF, to lead off our show. All right, we have Becky Olmstead, who's going into the 2026 ACBF. Becky, what's that mean to you?
Well, it means quite a great honor to be inducted. I've been part of the ACBF for quite a while, so just being inducted into the Hall of Fame is one of of my accomplishments that I've had.
Of course, you're on the board of directors of the ACBF, and have you been with the ACBF the whole time?
No, actually, I've only been a part of the ACBF for probably, I would say, at least 4 to 5 years. So I wasn't one of the original board members, but yeah, it's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Becky, you've had quite a few awards, all of them well-deserving. One of them, of course, being the Girls Referee of the Year. Another one was you were able to officiate a girls' state playoff game, and other awards as well, and plus this one here today. What I know they all have significant meaning, but what will this one here today mean to you?
Well, like I said, it's probably the highest honor, especially in the city of Conneaut. You know, the ACBF has been around for many years, and just being inducted in your hometown organization is a great honor for sure.
Now, when I was reading your write-up, and Chris Larrick does an outstanding job with these write-ups, I learned something about you that I did not know. When you played, actually, we didn't have girls basketball back in your days. Did I read that right?
No, we did.
Oh,
we
we
did.
did.
We just weren't recognized through, Title IX didn't come into effect until 2 or 3 years after, I graduated. So just having that sport of basketball was primarily just like an intramural. So we didn't have the stats that they do today. We didn't have any of the tournament play that is today for girls sports. So a lot of that, I think at that point we could have probably gone somewhere because we were a very good athletic group of girls. So, but back then it was just intramurals and treated as such.
But girls sports, they've come a long way, haven't they, since back then?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's so many opportunities for girls today, and something that we didn't see a whole lot of when I was in school. So yeah.
Well, we're so happy for you, Becky, and have a great day, and it couldn't happen to a better person.
Thank you so much, Chuck. I really appreciate you.
Welcome. Becky Olmstead, going into the 2026 ACBF Hall of Fame. All right, it is my pleasure now to have another 2026 ACBF Hall of Fame, Jeremy Huber. Jeremy, I've always wanted to talk to you. I love you a lot. And tell us about what this day is going to mean to you.
This means giving gratitude going back to the days of Pymatooning. We had some special teams. It was a special run. And, we went from, a 1-20 team to a 21-1 team. And I really appreciate the work from the players back then and then the community support. So this, I accept this award today on behalf of those players and the community of Pymatooning.
Well, winning has been a part of you, too, as you were a player. I remember, I think I read in Chris Larrick's, you played in 2 years. You guys didn't lose a league game. Tell us what was special about that basketball team.
Well, I came from Coach John Miller. He ran a real good program at Blackhawk. His son is the head coach at Texas, and his other son is the head coach right now at the University of Rhode Island. So strong pedigree from where I came from. And it said 2 years, but it was almost 3 years that we probably didn't lose a league game. But you learned a lot from there. And what I learned from there, I brought up here and shared that with the community.
Yes, you've done a great job here, not only with Pymatooning Valley, but also with Jefferson, where you are currently employed. Tell us about when you coached at Jefferson. What was that like when you had to go up against PV?
Yeah, that was hard. Ryan Fitch was the coach. We had to play him that first year, and they beat us pretty good. We ended up losing by 20. That was a tough loss. But what's interesting, going from Pymatooning to Jefferson has a tougher schedule. And, every night is a dogfight. We were still able to have a good season my first year, but the second year we lost a lot of games in overtime, a lot of close games. I only coached 2 years at Jefferson, and then Steve French took over, and then he just took it and ran with it. And he was able to lead the team to 2 consecutive district championship games. They didn't win, but they made it to the district finals 2 years in a row. So Jefferson was fun too because it's a different level, and it was a challenge. But I'm glad Steve French took over and kept the ball rolling.
Absolutely. You certainly left that in good hands with Steve French. He was always a great interview as well. Jeremy, talk to me now a little bit about your interim superintendent right now at Jefferson. Prior to that, you were principal. And then prior to that, you were something with students.
Yeah, so I was assistant principal 3 years. J.C. Montanaro hired me 2010. So first 3 years was assistant principal, then I was 9 years high school principal. Then the last 3 years I've been a district administrator, working mainly on the state report card, working with students and making sure graduation rate remains high. So looking at that accountability piece, but that was not just at the high school, it was K-12. So I really enjoyed that because it gives me a chance to see the whole gamut, from K-12. So I've been doing that the last 3 years, and then now this interim superintendent opportunities come up, and I'm embracing it. I'm enjoying it.
Well, I know every chance I get to come out to Jefferson, you guys are one of the best hosts in the area, and we appreciate you guys allowing us to come there.
Oh, absolutely. We appreciate you coming out, and you do a great job with the interview team, and we look forward to that every year. Stacy Zappatelli does a good job, and we're glad when you come out. It gives the kids a good opportunity to see the real world, and it's a great experience.
And you know who else does a great job? Lisa Paul.
She does. She's a great guidance counselor. Good. I will relay that message.
Please do, because she is just outstanding.
I will. I'll relay that message to her.
Enjoy your day, Jeremy.
Okay.
We're
Thanks,
proud of you.
John. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Jeremy Huber will be inducted into the 2026 Hall of Fame here this afternoon. Here, anywhere. All right, we've got Tim Wheeler now of Conneaut. He is going into the 2026 Hall of Fame here this afternoon. Hearing those words, Tim, what does that mean to you?
I was supremely excited. I couldn't believe that the honor had been bestowed upon me. I get the call from Tim Richards, who I consider to be one of the best basketball players that ever come out of Conneaut. And he said that I was being inducted into the Hall of Fame for my exploits back in 1973 and 74. And the thing that I remember most about the interview with him, he says, when you get up there, you can only speak for 3 minutes. I guess a couple of years ago, somebody had gotten up there and went on and on and on. And so they put a 3-minute limit on us. I says, I can do that. I can do that.
Well, Tim, you come, of course, from a very athletic family. I know your younger brother, Mark, was a outstanding quarterback for the Conneaut Spartans and the University of Wisconsin. And then your other brother, is it Dick, was an outstanding athlete as well. Tell me a little bit about the basketball team for Conneaut that you played on, and who were some of the players around you at that time?
So the 1973 team, we had Tim Humphrey, Ron Grupke, John
6'8"
Stolzen.
guy, yeah.
You bet. Nice having a 6'8" guy on the team. It was funny. He only came out for 1 year, his senior year. He says, I don't really know how to play basketball. And I told him, I says, all you got to remember is jump. Get underneath the basket and jump. And he was terrific. He was really good. So what happened with him being 6'8", I'm 6'4", it took a lot of pressure off of me as far as if they have to double team somebody, they're going to double team the big guy, all right? So it allowed me a lot of freedom on the outside. So we had John Stolzen, like I say, Timmy Humphrey, we had Denny Sabo. We had a terrific team. And,
Denny Sable, the ball hawking guard.
He was terrific. He was one of the best ball guards that I've ever played with. Him and Tim Richards. He was terrific.
Yeah, just quite an outstanding. And who was the coach of that team?
That was Paul Freeman. Don Barker was the assistant coach. We won the sections in our junior year. All right, when Timmy Humphrey was a senior, we went on and faced Barberton. They were 22-0 when we went into that game. They were undefeated, and we got beat that game. But we were humbled. We were humbled.
Now, I want to close this interview with you with this question that I read in the write-up by Chris Larrick, who does a fantastic job with this, is that you weren't quite sure you were going to, I think it was against Harbor. You missed the bus. And I read that story, and I laughed, and you went on to have a great game. Tell us how that all transpired, for those who didn't read the article.
For whatever reason, I was delayed getting to the school, and Mr. Freeman had a hard rule. You be here at a certain time. The bus is leaving with or without you. Well, for whatever reason, I missed the bus, and now I'm in a panic. I don't know what to do.
Well, you just got your driver's license, right?
I hadn't had my driver's license for very long, so I drive to Ashtabula Harbor. I mean, I'm nervous driving on these roads up there. And I finally get to the gym. I walk into the gym, and all he says to me is, you better have a career game. That's all he said. And I didn't say any more. He didn't say any more. Well, I went out that game, and Timmy Humphrey had 25 points. I ended up with 23 rebounds. We ended up beating Ashtabula Harbor. It was one of the best memories I ever have of my high school basketball days.
That is such a great story. I just love that story. It just funny, and that you would have a great game too.
It definitely helped. Otherwise, I was going to be in big trouble when we had practice the following Monday.
Let me close with this. What's it going to be like for you today to go into this Hall of Fame with another graduate of you, Becky Olmstead?
Very honored to have her, and I'm also honored to go in with the Ashtabula Harbor basketball team. These are my contemporaries. These are the people that I played against, and we went to school together. Becky and I are great friends. She's had a wonderful career in reffing, and 2 years ago, my grandson had the opportunity to play in a game in the AAU program up at the Spire. Becky was the official. So I was able to snap a picture of my grandson, Kobe, Becky out on the floor officiating the game, and I sent it to her. I says, "This is an honor to have you officiate a game with my grandson."
What a nice and great story that is. Well, we're so proud of you, Tim, representing Conneaut today. Have yourself a great day.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Tim Wheeler, 1974 graduate, Conneaut High School, going into the Hall of Fame today. All right, with us now is Athletic Director of St. John's School, Nick Iarocci. Nick, you've been to a lot of these Ashtabula County Basketball Foundations. What do they mean to you, being able to come to these?
Absolutely, Chuck, and I can honestly tell you, and I don't know if there's anybody else, maybe my cousin Nick, but I have never missed one. I've been at every single one because my first year coaching was the first year they've had it. It's an incredible event. It recognizes basketball in the community, and I just think it's wonderful. Me and Nikki were just talking. Here we are 23 years later, and we still got a crowd, and people still get excitement by it. I love listening to the Hall of Famers, and it's just a great event.
One of the boys basketball players I wanted to talk to, who's going to be represented by St. John's School, Chase Newsom. I saw him play this year. I think he is a fantastic. I think he's only a sophomore or junior.
Junior. Yes.
Fantastic basketball player. And I remember talking with Dylan the year before, and Dylan told me that by the time Chase is a senior, he's going to be better than Dylan. I'm going to tell you, if that's the case, you've got a dandy coming.
Yeah, Dylan's such a great kid. He's so humble for him to say that, and I enjoyed watching Dylan play. But yeah, Chase is phenomenal, and what really blows me away about Chase is he's the three-sport star, and he's just as good in one sport as he is the other, and I really don't know which is his best sport. He's that good. We're very lucky at St. John to have him, and he's a quality kid, too.
St. John's School is blossoming. I mean, we come out there every year. We get to talk with Sister Maureen Burke. That's a blast for me. And it's just, and Keith Corlew, and once in a while you come in on the show as well. The school is blossoming. A lot of that credit I give to Keith. Keith puts it on Sister. Sister puts it on Keith. So it must be both of them.
Oh, no question. Keith and Sister do a fantastic job. Yes, and you're so right. We were just talking the other day. We came out to Depot Road 13 years ago with about 200 students in 7 sports, and we weren't in OSHA. We were not in a conference. Flash forward to the present, we're at about 750 students, K through 12. We have 14 sports. We are a proud member of OSHA. We're a member of the North American Conference, the NAC, and yeah, we're doing really well. We're excited.
Yeah, and speaking of the sports programs, Nick, they are really blossoming. Well, tennis always was good there. Baseball was always good there. Basketball's on the rebound. Football's even good there. And I'm probably missing some of the tennis. Tennis is probably one of the best. More kids coming out. Is that the big difference?
Oh, yeah, that's a great observation, Chuck. And what we really pride ourselves on at St. John is the national average for student participation in sports is around 30%. I think St. John's is close to 70. 70% of our enrollment play sports. So that's huge. It makes coaching a lot easier when you got the bodies to pick from. And the kids at St. John get involved. And trust me, the other 30%, they're probably doing cheerleading or band or drama. There's not a whole lot of sitting around at St. John.
Of course, we had a bad winter. We all agree on that, right? And that means for Nick, you have, just like any other athletic director, this reshuffling of schedules, how difficult is that?
Yeah, it's extremely difficult. You want to try to get the game on paper as soon as it's canceled. That way it doesn't just go away. And again, I've dealt with it a lot in the spring too, which is even harder. But this winter was very challenging. And the diocese has a rule: when we don't have school, we're not even allowed to practice. So that makes it really difficult. Sometimes we played a game without even being in the gym for 4 or 5 days. Not an excuse, just an observation.
Well, that is a very good observation. And Nick, we want to thank you for filling in for us. Enjoy your day here today, and say hello to Chase for me. And yeah, congratulations on St. John's School and how well it's doing.
Thank you, Chuck. And anytime you give me an opportunity to speak into a microphone, I will always say yes. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate what you do.
Thank you. Nick Iarocci, AD at St. John's School on the ACBF show.
Yeah, you.
All right, with us now here at the ACBF is the outstanding athlete at Edgewood, Carly Kray. Carly plays basketball. Let's see if I can get this right now. Basketball. Carly Kray plays flag football. Carly Kray does soccer. What am I missing?
Softball. And
Softball. Softball. Okay, so I think I asked before, but I don't remember what you said. Now, softball and flag football kind of go together in the same season. So how do you balance that all out?
Well, we only have flag like twice a week right now, so really I just go to flag. They kind of like schedule our flag around softball, so it really works out. And we only play on Sundays, so.
And how are the Warriors doing in the flag football?
We're 2-2 right now.
2-2, and in softball?
We're 7-1.
7-1. And Carly Kray, of course, we had her on the show before at Edgewood when we did our tour around the Edgewood High School. Carly, tell me a little bit about the challenges of playing flag football, because that's a relatively new sport.
It's definitely new, and there's a lot of rules that you have to like learn as you're going, but it's definitely fun, and it's just like, of course it's new, so you have to get used to it, and it's definitely physical. It's probably one of the most physical sports I've played, so it's definitely fun though.
I know your basketball coach is Randy Venzel, your softball coach is Randy Venzel. Fill me in on the other two coaches.
My soccer coach is Katie Shimmick, and then my flag coach is Coach Cooper.
Okay, and let's talk a little bit of softball now, because that's been have you guys been hurt by the weather at any postponements?
Yes, we were supposed to play Conneaut actually Tuesday, and then it got moved to Friday, and then it got canceled on Friday, so now we're trying to look for another date for that. But we went to Florida on spring break, and so we got to play I think there was 5 games we played there.
Tell us what that was like to be able to go down there and play in warm weather, which is softball weather.
It was great. It's always great to get new exposure from different people around the country. And we played people from New Jersey, so we got a lot of new exposure.
Of course, Carly's dad is the athletic director at Edgewood. What's that like to be with your dad all day? Actually, your mom's also an employee of the Edgewood school system. What's that like to have both your parents at school with you all day? Do you feel like you're under a little bit more pressure or no?
No, I feel like I've done it all my whole life, so it really hasn't bothered me. So it's pretty nice. I enjoy having them at school and seeing them, and yeah.
And give us a little update on brother Logan.
He's doing good. He's actually home right now because he played in the alumni game yesterday. And he goes back tomorrow back to OU, and he is a sophomore. And I think they end pretty soon, actually, for the year.
Now, this will be my final question. I heard a little rumor about Logan. I need to know if this is true. Is he taking up basketball officiating?
I think he took the classes, and I think he's been doing the summer ones, our little summer games that we do. But I don't know if he's doing the full games yet.
Oh, that would be great to see Logan. And when will he be coming home? Any idea for spring break?
Well, they already had spring break, but they end school actually really soon. They end early May, so he'll be home soon.
Okay, so when he gets home, I'd like to catch up with Logan a little bit. Carly, thank you, and you have a great sports career going there at Edgewood, and continued success.
Thank you.
Carly Kray, the Edgewood Warriors' outstanding athlete here at the ACBF. All right, now we've grabbed here Malani Johnson from the St. John Heralds here at the ACBF. Malani, you played basketball, obviously. Tell us a little bit about how you played this year and how your team did.
We just really came together as a team this year. I had to step up as a leader coming in as freshmen, so.
Now, your coach is also the athletic director, Nick Iarocci. We just had him on the show. He's a fiery type guy, well-loved. What's it like playing for him?
It's amazing. He's always there for you, and it's easy to play for him.
Now, have you been to Catholic schools all your life?
No.
So just since when?
I went a little bit in 6th grade, and then I just transferred this year.
Okay. And so what's your position on the basketball court?
The point guard.
And what would you say this year for the Herald's basketball team was probably the team's best overall performance against, like, what opponent would that have been?
I would say more towards the end of the season when we came together, playing against our conference, just in general, we really came back together.
Did you ever have any of those games, and every team does, where you go home and you say, we just were awful today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like it's too many to remember, right? Now, do you play any other sports?
Yes.
What do you play?
I play soccer and track.
Okay, and who are your coaches there?
For track, it's Josh Forsyth, and then for soccer, I play for Geneva.
And you are a senior?
No, I'm a freshman.
Oh, you're a freshman. Oh, my goodness. So Nick's going to have you for 3 more years.
Yeah.
So I did not know that. So what do you look for personally? What do you look like? What do you want to improve on in the next couple of years?
In the next year, I want to focus on being more confident for my team and bringing the team up to hopefully win some more games.
Oh, my goodness, a freshman. Well, good luck in your career, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Malani Johnson from the St. John Heralds here at the ACBF. All right, back here at the ACBF, we have Ryan Shontz with us, basketball coach at Pymatuning Valley. And Ryan, you guys had another pretty good year, I would say. And what was special about this year's team?
Well, this year's team, we faced a lot of challenges this year. We had a lot of roster turnover we weren't expecting. A kid transferred, one moved. So had a lot of young guys playing a lot of leadership roles for us. And it was hiccups along the way, but they really shined. I was really proud of them. Justin Britton, a sophomore, Noah Dubik, our point guard, was a freshman. They both led us to a pretty strong season.
Let's talk a little bit about Justin Britton, because he's one of the star players, not only in the NAC, but all over Ashtabula County. What makes him so special for you?
Well, coaches aren't supposed to say this about their players, but he's almost perfect. Like there's really no part of his game that's lacking. He works hard. He's really hard on himself. He expects perfection out of himself, which makes him really easy to coach. And he's just so young. To be as mature as he is, and as skilled as he is, and as tough as he is, and to be as young as he is really special. I'm a pretty lucky coach.
Yeah, he is very sensational. He's not one of those kids like Brad Ellis and I always talk about, where if you're not going to perform out there in the court, or you're lackadaisical, I got a seat for you right next to me on the bench. You can't say that about Justin.
Never, not his whole life. I have to try to find ways to get him out of the game. Instead of sitting him down, I'll just burn timeouts just to give him a break to get some water. But yeah, he's about as perfect a player as I've ever coached. And he works his butt off, and he was rewarded for it this year. Second team All-State, pretty proud of him.
What would you say was the most exciting game the Lakers played this year, and you can include postseason?
Oh, goodness. Well, postseason was pretty fantastic. Our win against Wycliffe in the sectional finals was a great game. Came down to the wire, and our freshman point guard hit a free throw to take the lead with 1.6 seconds left on the clock. It was pretty spectacular. And the game to follow it at Lutheran East was a little different game. We got our butts kicked, but it was a great experience for my boys. They saw what it looks like to play at the highest level, and I think they learned quite a bit from that.
Before this event started, we talked with Jeremy Huber, a guy you know really well. So happy for him. I just love the man. And he was saying one of the things he enjoyed most at coaching PV was the fan support that the Lakers get, especially not only at home but on the road, but especially at home. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Oh, absolutely. I was one of those fans for him. I'm a big fan of him. He's inspired me a lot. I'm chasing the ghost of Jeremy Huber every time I walk in that gym. He did such a great job with that team. But yeah, I was in the stands there watching, cheering my brother on in the district finals in those games. And then, regionals when they went down to Canton, they were spectacular. But the community that gets really behind us. It's really a basketball town, and that was shown at when we went to Lutheran East district semifinals this year. There's the whole place is filled with PV fans. It was wild to travel that far away and knowing we're going to get our butts kicked, and they still showed up for us. It was pretty impressive. Our town's pretty special.
That is very amazing. And I had one more question for you, but guess what? I lost my train of thought. Oh no, I just remembered. The NAC conference is increasing.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm super excited. I love it. I've been trying to schedule more difficult games because at PV, we don't measure ourselves with regular season wins. You measure yourself on trying to get a district title, trying to win postseason games, and adding Brookfield, LeBray, Champion, Liberty. That's going to help us get stronger. I'm really excited about it.
Ryan Shontz, you're a great coach, not only for the NAC, but for all of Ashtabula County and continued success.
Well, I appreciate that, sir. That's high praise. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Ryan Shontz of the PV Lakers head boys basketball coach.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so that's going to wrap up our program here at the Ashtabula County Basketball Foundation. Hope you enjoyed the show. For Bob Shackle, this is Chuck Guglielmo saying so long.